everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have another watch me work video, and it's over this beautiful purple holographic gold turquoisey look, kind of royal look. This is a hybrid set, which means I use acrylic and builder gel, not poly gel, actual acrylic and separately builder gel. So I've done a hybrid set before, so this is another one, of course, with a custom glitter mix, and I'm gonna first start off and show you about the mix. My client, she had an idea of the tones she wanted, so I pulled a few glitters that I had, and she showed me a reference picture, and I was just trying to mimic or come close to the picture she gave. So these are the different glitters that I'm gonna go ahead and mix. You can find these glitters, I'll put the information below. This stack is from Wildflowers Nails. I have some glitters from Nail Supply Glamour, which is a retailer that's local to me in the Dallas area, but they do sell online. So I'm using this holographic gold glitter. I'm using this little spoon, this little mixing spoon. I think I got that from Nail Supply Glamour a while ago. And I'm using the glitter from the Valentino. I'm using this glitter from Nail Supply Glamour. And I'm just mixing it until visually I get it how I want it. Now, the purple and teal glitter is already mixed with clear acrylic, and maybe the gold one is. But right now, I'm just going for the look that I want. So you can see my client, I showed it to her. She's like, I want some more of this color. So I'm just adding a little more medium glitters, smaller glitters, just to get it a full glitter look with those different tones. And now I was adding a little more of the rose gold tone to it, just kind of bronze it up a little bit. So after I get the glitter to look how I want it and get the right ratio based on what my client wants or I'm looking for, then I'm going in with the clear acrylic. And I'm just visually, I can tell usually when there's enough. I don't have a specific ratio for you guys. If you are a professional nail tech and you know like a specific ratio that works below, go ahead and put it. I mix it until there's this certain look, and you can pick it up with a brush and also see how it picks up. If it's not really sticking to your brush, you probably need some more acrylic. You don't want to add too much so that you have so much clear and a little bit of glitter. You're going to like build these thick nails trying to get coverage, unless that's what you're going for. So it all depends on what you're looking for. So I want it to have really good concentrated coverage, but I want to be able to pick it up. So I made a very actually kind of big pot. This would last a long time. It will, because not many clients are going to get it, and with glitter you're not building the nail. So check mark, that's what we're looking for. So next I'm going to be using another Wildflower stack. This is the micro holographic glitter, and I just mixed that with clear acrylic also. And now I'm swatching the glitters that I made to, one, make sure that they swatch right, but then two, I'm looking for a base color behind the purple and a base color for behind the gold. That means if we don't get the glitter 100% concentrated, if we see that background color, it's not just nail bed. We have a color behind it, so we have full coverage. So we went through, you see me show the swatches to my client. We picked which one we liked with which color. I just want to show you guys a little of the process and how I'm showing my client what I've come up with and her picking what she wants to go with. So now we're getting into prep. I'm using the skiver bit from Atwood Industries, and I'm removing the cuticle from her nail plate. Her nails are not in the best condition. You may have seen this client a while back with some rainbow nails. She does not live in Texas anymore. She used to be my client on a regular basis, but she just came to visit, so her nails are in somebody else's care when she's not here. So I'm just trying to, do what I can. So I'm going in, removing the cuticle from the nail plate. You want to hold this skiver bit as parallel to the nail as possible. It may look very aggressive, or like I may be digging into the nail and it's just the angle that I'm recording at, and it's also the fact that this is very sped up. So I'm removing the dead skin from the nail plate, and then I'm also going over the entirety of the nail plate gently just to remove shine. So this would take the place of like a buffer or a sanding band, because the skiver bit is a diamond bit, And a diamond bit has the consistency of a sanding band. It's just metal. So it doesn't have teeth. It doesn't eat up the nail. It doesn't chew it up. It just buffs it. So once I remove the dead skin from the nail plate, I'm going to go in and buff that skin off and buff the eponychium, any callus or dead skin that is around the nail plate, the actual live skin. What we usually refer to as the cuticle is not technically the cuticle, it's the eponychium. So the skin that you see me touching is the eponychium. There is dead skin that I'm buffing off and buffing away. And this is the round bit from Atwood Industries. It's on a low speed, so it doesn't hurt the client, it doesn't get hot. And any little remaining dead pieces, I'm going to go ahead and clip off. These pieces are completely dead, hanging. I don't want to sit there and buff and buff and buff on my client's skin and make it become uncomfortable, so I'm just quickly clipping it off. I'm not opening her up to any wounds or anything. It's just dead, hanging skin. And then I'm just going to go ahead and clean it back up again with that round bit if I have any inconsistencies from me clipping that dead skin, because again, I'm not going super close to her live skin, so there may be inconsistencies, and I can clean them up with this round bit. And you can use this round bit forward and backwards along with the skiver bit, so you can get in different angles. You can go from right to left, left to right. So once we get that all cleaned up, I'm going to go in with these pre-pinched square tips. And you can see they have a very high C curve. Well, I like to use these tips because my clients' nail beds kind of flare out on the end, which mine do personally. And this kind of helps taper them in or bring them in to be more narrow. And also a good strong C curve provides strength. Even though this one is not sculpted, it still has the same structure sitting on top of that tip. So it does help provide strength and a nice tapered look. So I went ahead and applied these tips, and then I'm buffing in the tip with the nail plate. Now, when you're buffing in the tip, you do not want to buff the actual nail plate. But you'll notice that I'm going over the nail tip and blending it in, and then I'm going over the nail plate. And that is just to remove even more shine and etch the nail some. So you don't want to sit here and file the nail plate because you're going to damage it. So because this is sped up and just the way it's going, it's kind of hard to tell. It looks like I'm just filing at her nail plate. And I'm not. I'm blending in the tip, and then I'm gently going over the nail plate just to add more etching. Again, this client, she's just coming in visiting, so I want her nails to last as long as possible so she can enjoy them once she goes back home. So just cleanse the nail off with, I shape the nails as you kind of seen, and I cleanse them off with alcohol and wipe them down with acetone. And I'm going in with the rubber base from the gel bottle ink. So as you guys may know, I use the rubber base as a base for acrylic or builder gel. I believe it provides superior adhesion. I just cleanse the nail with acetone to dehydrate it and balance the pH, and I go right in with the gel bottle ink rubber base application, cure in the light for 30 seconds LED, maybe a minute UV, and then we go straight into our acrylic application or our builder gel application. I don't wipe the inhibition layer. It's what's worked for me. And I haven't actually tried any other bases. Like this one, it works, so I go with it. So I'm just showing you the acrylic colors we decided to go with. This one is a gold that I mixed years ago when I first started doing nails. I couldn't even tell you what it was. It's a pigment. I used to do makeup. I was a makeup artist. So it was a pigment I had as a makeup artist. I mixed it with clear, yada, yada, yada. It's just been sitting in my collection of colors. And I'm using the Valentino Beauty Pure Glamorous Nude, Tammy Taylor Clear, the glitters that we mixed, and that purple and gold base color. So I'm going to go in first and add a clear as a base, because we don't want to add the color straight to the nail because it can cause staining. And we also want a barrier as something you can file back down to. Now, again, she is from out of town, but if she keeps these on and go gets them filled somewhere else and has to get them filed down, It'll provide them something to file down to because, you know, of course, other people can't be trusted, unfortunately, with removals. A lot of the chop shops, they'll just dig in and dig into the nail. So I want them to be able to remove the color before they get to her natural nail. So I don't know what ended up happening with these. This set is actually from this summer, and I'm just now getting around to editing it. But, you know, just in case. And also it provides strength. We're going to get a sandwich of clear, color, glitter, and clear again to build the nail. So I went in and applied the nude for the base of our French nail, our clear to all the nails, and I'm going in and putting the base color for each nail also. So you can see that I'm applying this very, very thin and very wet. We're trying to apply it kind of like paint. I'm not building it up at all. That's not what we're looking for. We're trying to get a base color and like an outline to put our glitter on. Because glitter, we're going to be using a fine purple glitter, and that's kind of easier to work with. But if we're using a chunky glitter, having that base color is so helpful. So if you get any spaces or you can't get real good around the cuticle area, it'll help give that kind of facade or that look that you got real good if you have a coordinating color. Because I can get this purple nice around the cuticle area, right? It looks nice. If I put a chunky glitter, if I have any gaps or spacing and they're like hexagonal glitters, you know, it'll look like it lined up. So that is kind of my trick. I get questions about how I apply glitter, what my method is to glitter and not filing it off or getting it to look nice. And this is my method. This color is going to go a long way when you're applying glitter acrylic. So you can see, again, I'm just using this acrylic very, very thin, very wet. I'm not building it up at all. It's like you can see it's applying very similar to a paint. That's all we're looking for is just color, nothing else. So that gold, it applies very, very nicely. And generally speaking, you don't want to build with color acrylics. Unless it's like a core acrylic, like your nail bed or your foundation color that's made, you know, to provide support and structure, I wouldn't build with it. So I applied all those base colors, and I wanted to go ahead and pour out my monomer because it got real mucky and colored, and pour some new monomer, especially since we're going to apply our acrylic. We don't want it to kind of be dulled because of the pigment in the monomer. We want it to be as sparkly as possible. So you can see I'm applying the concentration of that purple, fine purple glitter towards the tip, and I'm just going in and fading it out and literally manipulating these little tiny pieces to get a nice faded look. And it's real important with an ombre. An ombre is, you know, a fading of color, pigment, or glitters. So we want to go from high concentration, which is at the tip, to lower concentration, which is towards the middle of the nail. So getting that concept, if you know that concept and getting it to work, that's going to give you a nice ombre. You don't want just a solid, sudden line of just stopping. That's not an ombre at all. So, you know, just be conscious if that's what you're looking for, that you go from concentrated into less concentrated. So you can see how I'm applying this glitter to the entirety of this nail. Again, I'm applying it very thin. I'm not trying to build it up. I'm just putting enough to get the coverage that I want. That's it. And we don't want to get it real thick at the cuticle area at all. You want everything to be thin towards the cuticle area. So the least amount of clear you have to put as a base, the least amount of whatever color, in this case purple, that I could use as a base, and the least amount of glitter I could use as a base is the best way to not file off your color at the end. So we're doing as thin as possible at the cuticle area, and throughout the entirety of the nail, we'll build the nail up with our clear. In this case, we're going to be using clear builder gel, but this same thing applies if you're using clear acrylic. I just like to use builder gel because it has superior clarity. There's no acrylic that's as clear as builder gel. You may think it's similar, but it's like glass. It has a different look, and I generally can tell when people use builder gel to do things, especially when it comes to glitters. It's remarkable. So I recommend, if you're not somebody who's into builder gel, this is a good way to kind of dip your toes with doing these kind of hybrid sets. So if you're used to acrylic at this point, you're fine. We've used, our base, our clear base. We've used color acrylic, glitter acrylic. The only thing we're going to be doing differently, besides our base gel, you don't even have to use the base gel to do this. You could have used YoungNails Protein Bond, whatever you usually use, you could have used as a base. The only difference is that we're going to encapsulate in clear. So you can see I'm applying the chunky glitters, and I like to apply this in smaller sections as well, because you want to be able to manipulate these glitters. So getting real big beads of glitter to me does not seem beneficial or logical, because I want to push it around and get the coverage I want. And I don't want to use too much glitter. Again, we're not trying to build with this. We're just trying to get as much coverage as we want or that we're looking for. And that's it. At this point, this nail, even though it's 3 layers, it's clear acrylic, gold acrylic, chunky glitter acrylic, it's still a very thin nail. So next I'm going with Light Elegance Tack and the Light Elegance Clear Cool Gel. I'm going to be using Light Elegance Tack over the glitter, and this is going to provide adhesion from our glitter and acrylic mix to our builder gel. So I'm applying it to these nails, and I'm going to put it in a light. This is cured by the light. You can use Protein Bond for this step if you want. Just apply it and let it dry 10 to 15 seconds at least. And I'm using my number 6 oval gel alpha brush. And after I cure that Light Elegance Tack in the light, I'm going to go in with my builder gel. So we want to basically kind of polish it on at first, and this is going to be our slip layer. This is going to tell our bigger bead that you can see I just picked up where to go to. Its limits, its bounds. It's going to level out with the gel that we already put on there. So that initial layer is like, hey, this is where we want to go. And when we add that big bead, it's just going to fall in line and self-level, like we added a drop of water to like a cup. Like it knows where to go. It kind of guides it. I hope that makes sense. I try to explain this like in kind of different ways every time with builder gel. So hopefully you guys can get a grasp of the purpose of the slip layer and why we do that first and why it's recommended, and then we go in with our bigger bead. So you can see I'm going in with this bigger bead. And another thing with builder gel, you want to use the very, very tips of the brush. This is sped up so it looks more aggressive, but I'm just lightly walking this product down and just guiding it where I want it to be. I'm moving the nail from different angles, and you can see I'm even flipping it upside down. Because it self-levels, gravity's starting to pull it down, and I'm getting that apex where I want it to be. And then I'm flipping it and putting it in the light. Now I'm switching her hands each time. You guys are not able to tell that, but I'm doing a finger from the right hand, putting it in the light, a finger from the left hand, putting it in the light, and going back and forth. Just because builder gel is viscous, has a loose viscosity, it's going to run. So what we don't want to do is be doing her thumb and then her pinky's over here running all down the side of her arm. So I think it's better to do 1, maybe 2 nails at a time, depending on the consistency of the builder gel you have. If it's non-leveling at all, very thick, you can do 3, even 5, the whole hand at a time. Just depends on the consistency. Light Elegance's Cool Gel is, it does run. It's not their runniest gel at all, but it does run. It's not their thickest. So after I cure all those in the light, I went ahead and shaped the nails. I shaped them off camera. Sorry about that, you guys. But I am showing the finished filing. Because it is builder gel is very soft and easy to file. So all we need is this crosscut bit, and this one is from Atwood Industries. And this bit is basically like a sanding band, but it's metal that we can reuse. We just clean it off, sanitize it, and we're good for the next client. And it's good for, you know, months until it dulls out. So this is all we need. And I really like builder gel because it kind of condenses this step. Because if this was acrylic, I would use like a smooth top carbide bit and then go in with this. But builder gel can be easily shaped. So all I need is this bit just to even it out. It self-levels so beautifully. You don't see all these lumps and bumps. You can see on the surface before I file it. It's actually pretty smooth. So I'm just refining it even more and, you know, thinning out the cuticle area and, you know, getting the shape right. But overall, there's not these crazy lumps and bumps that I'm trying to perfect. It's pretty smooth, and this bit is just going to smooth it out even more. And also, we don't have to buff. You can see all that texture that's left in the nail. It's very dull. It's ready for a top coat, or if we were going in with gel polish, it'd be ready for that. It's going to have great adhesion just from using this bit. So this is kind of like a 2-in-1. So I'm just going in and dusting off the nail at this point, and I'm going to be using YoungNails Protein Bond, and I'm applying it to the nail. I find that this makes the top coat not pull away. It helps it not pull away from the cuticle area, and you get like that separation sometimes depending on the top coat. Also, it's great for like filling in those little tiny kind of like micro, I don't want to say cuts, just the buffing that we did with that crosscut bit. It fills in those little spaces, but it fills it in with something tacky. So we get an even smoother, nicer, kind of glassy look as the outcome. So I changed the lighting so you guys can see like the application of the top coat, just that satisfaction of seeing it come to light, all that holographic multicolorness. It's, you know, it's just very satisfying. So this is the final look. I'm just top coating, and we're gonna put them in the light, and it's a simple set. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I've helped you kind of hopefully understand builder gel, hybrid nails, the base gel, mixing acrylic, mixing mediums. So if I helped you any, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Leave a comment below. Tell me which kind of stuff you want to see. All right, you guys. Bye.